This is Jim with A1 Repairs. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. The point of the following video is to provide you an up-close view of the products that we sell, as if you were heading into our local hometown dealership to purchase one. With everybody shopping online, this is our attempt to bring you closer to the product rather than just viewing words on a web page. Please be sure to email or call with any questions that you may have, and also like us on Facebook for the latest product and industry updates. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Alright, here we have the 570 backpack leaf blower from Husqvarna. Two different models available. There's a left and a right hand throttle configuration. The one that we have up here is the 570 BFS, which is the frame mount throttle. There's also the 570 BTS, which is going to be the tube mount throttle. And we'll cover that a little bit in detail later at the end of the video. So let's go over some of the statistics for the blower here. Let's take a look at what the engine's cranking out. This one's 65.6 cc's for the cylinder displacement, and it's got 4 horsepower for the engine. Now when you're looking to buy a backpack blower, you want to pay attention to the actual air movement that they're pushing out. And cubic feet a minute is typically the most important number that you want to look for, and then there's also miles per hour. We'll explain a little later at the end of the video what you should look for with those two measurements. But the cubic feet a minute that this blower is putting out is 770 CFM, and that is measured on the blower tube on this one. And then inside of the housing for the cubic feet a minute, this one's putting out 971 CFM. So, make sure you know where the measurements being taken, and the higher the CFM, typically the happier you're going to be with it. And then this one has a pretty good mile per hour rating as well. Typically not as important, but miles per hour, you're at 236 miles per hour on this blower. So let's go ahead and tear into the unit here a little bit. We're going to start with the air filter cover on the top. It's got 4 quick snap releases in the top, and these little snaps actually come off their chainsaws. Real nice. It holds on tight, but it's easy access. Take a key, take your tool that comes with the blower, a flat screwdriver, and those pop open really easy. Move the cover. It's got a dual air filter in here. There's a pre-filter foam, is right there, and this is washable. Any type of degreaser, soap, like kitchen soap works real well. It's got a great degreaser on the inside of it. Clean this out, no oil. This is a dry filter. So there is a heavy-duty pleated. This is your secondary filter. I'm gonna zoom in on this here a little bit so you can get a real good view of it. And you'll see right there all the different pleats that it has. A lot like a car air filter. Very heavy duty. You could blow these out a couple times if you want, but when they start getting dirty, there's really no cleaning these. You just go ahead and replace them. So. Alright, you heard those 4 snaps grab the top of the air filter cover. The snaps hold real tight. They suck the cover down for a nice snug fit. So let's go ahead here and work our way around the blower. It's got a standalone unboltable recoil, which is real nice. If you ever get string or something that breaks down in the field, it's a great idea to keep a recoil as a spare part. Just 4 screws, unscrew it, pop a new one on. You can fix this later when you get home and get it restrung. So it's got a nice heavy-duty rubber spark plug cover on the top, and it's also concealed inside of there, so you don't have to worry about slamming into it, breaking off the top of the spark plug. There is a large commercial fuel tank on this one, which is also very important. Doing spring cleanups or fall cleanups and that, cranking a blower 2 to 4 hours a day or something, you're going to go through some gas. So it's important, nice to have a large capacity fuel tank on there. And the other thing that is real nice is the gas fill is cocked out on an angle, so it's easy to fill up. And there's a nice tether on the gas cap right there to hold on to it. So Another thing to consider when you're picking your backpack blower out is the bigger they are, the heavier they are. This one, not quite the biggest, just one underneath, so great performance, but you don't have a lot of weight with it either. This one's coming in at about 25 pounds, depending on which type of throttle configuration you get. It varies just a little bit. So easy starting on this one. There's a purge primer right underneath the carburetor. And then there is a yellow clear return line right there, which is also really nice because as you're purging the air bubbles out of the system, you can see most of the air bubbles disappear right through that hose. Then there's an infinitely adjustable choke right here by the carburetor, so that also makes for easy starts. Spin this blower around here, and I want to show you one of the vibration mounts that are on here. There's a couple of these positioned throughout the blower. Nice heavy-duty rubber isolation mounts, and that helps getting all that vibration that you would feel in your back from the engine. It basically isolates the engine from the operator's platform right here, the chassis. So it keeps you and uses user in mind. So for comfort, and enjoyable to use a blower rather than something that rattles your teeth all the time. And I'm going to tilt this on the side here, and if you'll watch between the vent and the impeller housing, you'll see how I can move the two of them independently. So there's heavy-duty air intake screens right here that help keep everything from getting clogged up or debris to get inside of the impeller. It's also important that you don't let this just get loaded up with leaves either, and neglect it. You can cause the actual engine to over-rev, and you can cause damage to it there. But as the air is getting sucked in through this vent, it also gets sucked through in a couple different spots. You'll see right here in the bottom center, there's a big vent right there. There's a couple of those that run up the back, and it's right underneath this heavy-duty mesh padded backrest right here. And what's real nice about it, you'll see how it's cut out here on the angles, is it sucks air through your back. So on a hot summer day when you're sweating real bad, and it cools you off. It's real nice. You can feel it, and it's just a great feature to have on it. So it's also a heavy-duty blow mold frame. This isn't cheap plastic or something brittle that if you drop it's going to snap easy. Very heavy-duty, very good commercial quality. So Husqvarna runs nice ergonomic shoulder straps on them. Instead of them just being straight, they're nice and wrapped for you to fit your shoulders easily. Here's a clip to hold the straps on. Keeps the backpack blower snug in place. There's also a hip strap on this one as well, which you can significantly reduce the amount of weight that your shoulders are feeling up top if you clip the buckle in and use the actual hip strap that's on there. And if you don't like that, the buckle can go right behind the hip strap and it'll be out of the way for you. So just another neat feature that this one has. So there you have it. This is the Husqvarna 570. This particular one here is the BFS model. There's also the BTS model. So tune in just a little bit here. We're going to take you over to the next portion of the video and explain some of the most commonly asked questions. Thank you. Alright, this portion of the video is to teach you some general education about backpack blowers, things that you should look for when you're purchasing them, and a lot of the common questions that we get that pertain to blowers in general. So let's go over a couple things here that when you're going to purchase a backpack blower, what you should look for and what it means to you in the end. Now, when you go to buy a backpack blower, one of the most common things you want to look for is performance. Well, I want the best backpack blower on the market, and there's two different ways you can measure that. There's miles per hour, and there's also what they call CFM, or cubic feet a minute. Now, miles per hour more pertains to a pressure situation. So to give you an example of pressure where you want higher miles per hour in a backpack blower is say you sealed driveway. You did a lot of asphalt sealing, and you got the pressure heaves where you start getting cracks inside of the driveway. Well, you collect dirt inside of there. That's where you want pressure. The more miles per hour you can actually blow the chunks of dirt out of it. Now, that's the only place that you really want to pay a lot of attention to for miles per hour. If you've got a real large pile of leaves, what you want is volume. You don't want a little jet just shooting inside of that pile to leave. You want a giant, massive airflow that comes right at it and hits it. So the second stat you want to look for on a blower is CFM, cubic feet a minute. The more cubic feet a minute that a backpack blower pumps out, the happier you're going to be with it. So if you're going to do any construction type work or you're doing any landscaping work with your backpack blower, CFM is basically the #1 stat you want to look for. There's two different places that you can measure that as well. So pay attention when you're looking at the Husqvarna backpack blowers, you're looking at the competitors. There you can measure cubic feet a minute at the nozzle tip, and you could also measure it inside of the impeller housing right here. So make sure a good company will give you both measurements, but if they don't, typically they're going to favor on the side of the higher measurement, so they're going to mark what's inside of the impeller housing right there. So keep that in mind when you're going to purchase a backpack blower. Miles per hour is typically just done at the end of the blower tube, so you don't usually find two readings on that. So second thing that we get an awful lot of questions about is what do the letters mean on the backpack blower. So this only is going to pertain to the Husqvarna backpack blowers right now. The numbers are always be the same, and we're going to use the 580 here as an example. But it's either going to end in BTS or BFS. Sometimes on the Husqvarna website, it may only be the 580 BT or the 580 BF, but the actual full number is the 580 BTS. In this one here as an example, the T stands for tube mount throttle. If there's an F in there, it's going to stand for frame mount throttle. And a lot of people like to refer this to as a left or right-handed blower. Now, one thing I want to point out is whether you're buying a left or a right-hand blower, all that has to do with is the throttle control and where the throttle's positioned. The blower tubes are always coming out on your right-hand side. So you're not going to find a backpack blower where it's coming out on the right and it's coming out on the left. It's only going to come out on the right-hand side for you. Now, the BTS, standing for tube mount throttle, which is what you see right here, has this particular design right here too. The throttle actually runs down a cable and it gets mounted. You got your flex elbow, which goes right here. You'll have your joint that hooks in right here, and this is a swivel joint. And then this handle mounts right to this too. This is an ergonomic handle. As you see right there, it's cocked in a forward position. That is adjustable on there. But what is nice is if you take your hands and just lay them down at the side, naturally your wrist sits a little bit crooked. So when you're operating this blower, you don't actually use it in the straight position. You're going to operate the blower like this. And it just naturally fits into your hands very well, and it doesn't tweak your wrists. Now, with the right-hand throttle, you got the cable that's going to run down the tube. You've also got, there's going to be clips that holds the cable in place there for you. But with this particular, the right-handed model, there's going to be a squeeze trigger on it right there. What is nice about this is it's more like a gun trigger. You can actually feather the action. And there also is a cruise control on here. There's another knob right there. When you pull that down, you see that sucks the throttle in position and holds it for you. So it gives you can use it as a feather-like option, or you can also run it on cruise control. The kill switch is on here as well. Hear that right there? That'll kill the blower. Bring it back to the run position. You got to take the backpack blower off, put it on the ground. You can fire it back up. So, but this is your right-hand throttle or your BTS model, and this by far is probably our #1 seller. So you can use this commercial, residential, however you like. It's nice, it's convenient, you only have one thing to deal with. So let's bring a different one up here. Here is a 570 BFS, which is going to be your left-handed throttle design. And once again, like I was telling you before, the blower tube's still coming out your right-hand side right here. Okay, you're going to hook into your flex elbow, you'll have your pivot joint, and then here's the stationary handle. It's still an ergonomic handle. So it fits into your wrist, nice and natural, and it still is adjustable for you. So, but just one position handle right there. And this is going to be your left-handed throttle design right here. And what's nice about this particular design is it's very impact resistant. Now the BFS models are more favored in the commercial market, and here's the reason why. They're on a spring joint right here. These are really designed to take an impact. So if you can see right here, I can flex this, move it up and down, bring it in the upright position. You know, say you crashed into the blower or something right there. It's just really designed for a commercial aspect. And the reason being, a lot of times what we get from customers or commercial cutters is they take their blower and they accidentally leave it in front of the trailer tires, or they're leaving it on in the trailer, the enclosed trailer, or sitting on the open trailer bed. And if you have a zero-turn rollover these or car tires, if you have the right-handed throttle design, not only did you crash into it, wreck your blower tubes, you also ruined your whole throttle mechanism right here. So this gets a little pricey to replace if you have to do that. So that's why the commercial guys tend to favor the left-handed throttle design. You'll also notice that the throttle cable is a lot shorter, and you don't have to worry necessarily about catching it on stuff. So this is really what the left-handed throttle design is for. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is the throttle is positioned on the tip right there. Zoom in there and get a real good picture of it for you. And it's always on continuous. So where I was telling you before on the other one with the gun trigger you can feather it, this one is going to pretty much stay wherever you have it right there. So if you want to feather the throttle, you got to continually move it back and forth. Or if you just like it on continuous, you can do that as well. I'm going to pivot it to the other side. You'll see there's a red switch right here. This is a kill switch, so you can kill it and shut it off. And when you're using this backpack blower, you decide to pick up a commercial one. I'm going to throw this on my back just so you can see how this works. The throttle's going to stay right there, so a lot of times people say, well, how do I get it up and down? It's really easy. It just grabs with your elbow, pulls down right there, lock into place. You can use it. You know, if you want to leave it on floored on a constant position, you can just kick that right back up with your elbow, put it out of the way, and go ahead and do your job and keep it on floored. The only downside, one of the reasons that I could give you an example of where you wouldn't like the left-handed throttle configuration is if you're in tight places, say you're going between a boat and a house or something, and you're trying to operate, you got an item right here, you also got the blower tube, which is on your right hand side. Sometimes it creates issues where you're trying to turn around inside of a tight confined area. So that's one of the reasons you may not like the left-handed version. But honestly, it's personal preference. Whatever you're more comfortable with, either the right-handed or the left-handed version, just make sure you pick that and stick with it. You can't go wrong either way. There's half a dozen reasons why one's good, or half a dozen reasons why the other one's better. So it's in favor either way. So just pick what you're more comfortable with. The backpack blowers from Husqvarna come with a 2-year commercial or residential warranty. Now, Husqvarna does have a promo if you want to extend that out, and it's stuff that you can purchase from us, while you're picking up the backpack blower, or if something's not listed on the website, just call in and place the order with us over the phone. But if you pick up a 6-pack of oil to go with your backpack blower, and they have various different bottle sizes in that, Husqvarna will give you, instead of a 2-year factory warranty, now this is on the consumer or the residential side, they will bump you up to a 3-year warranty. So pretty nice. You pay for a 6-pack of oil, you're going to use the oil anyways, and then you can you get an extra warranty for free, which is real nice. If you purchase 3 of their pre-mixed gas oil fuel cans, you can go all the way out to a 4-year factory warranty. So, and then this is the super high octane, no ethanol gas from Husqvarna, which is real nice, and it's pre-mixed with your oil. So just a couple, or a nice little promotion that Husqvarna is running. So, and once again, don't forget about the kids. Everybody wants to be like mom and dad. Husqvarna's got a whole line of cool toys that are battery operated. make noises, they move. And the blower, yes, it even blows air and it makes noises as well. So, you know, add one of those to the purchase for next birthday or Christmas or whatever's coming up, whatever special holiday you got. So, thanks for tuning in.